Peloponnesian War. Chapter 1. The Seeds of Conflict. Our journey through the annals of history takes us to ancient Greece, a land characterized by rival city-states, shifting alliances, and the ever-present specter of conflict. The Peloponnesian War, a conflict that would come to define an era, was the culmination of years of tension and discord. Imagine the Peloponnesian Peninsula, a region dominated by two powerful city-states, Athens and Sparta. Athens, a naval superpower known for its democratic ideals and cultural achievements, clashed with Sparta, a militaristic society that prized discipline and strength. The seeds of conflict lay in their fundamental differences in ideology, power, and influence. Chapter 2. The Archidamian War. The Peloponnesian War is traditionally divided into two main phases, the first being the Archidamian War, named after the Spartan king Archidamus II. This phase of the conflict was marked by a series of intermittent truces and hostilities. Picture the armies of Sparta, renowned for their hoplite warriors, and the naval might of Athens, with its formidable fleet of triremes. The Archidamian War saw sporadic land battles and naval engagements, but it was characterized by a war of attrition and diplomacy. Chapter 3. The Plague and Pericles' Funeral Oration. One of the defining moments of the Peloponnesian War was the outbreak of a devastating plague in Athens in 430 BC. Envision the city in the grip of a deadly disease, with its citizens suffering and dying in great numbers. The plague had a profound impact on the course of the war, weakening Athens both militarily and psychologically. During this period, the statesman Pericles delivered his famous funeral oration, a eulogy for the fallen Athenian soldiers. Picture the assembly of citizens gathered to hear his words. Pericles extolled the virtues of Athens, its democracy, and the sacrifices made by its citizens in defense of their way of life. Chapter 4. The Sicilian Expedition. As the conflict raged on, Athens embarked on a daring and ill-fated expedition to Sicily in 415 BC. Imagine the Athenian fleet, laden with troops and supplies, setting sail for the distant island. The expedition was seen as an opportunity to expand Athenian influence and wealth. However, the campaign quickly turned disastrous for Athens. Envision the protracted siege of Syracuse, a powerful city-state in Sicily. The Sicilian expedition drained Athens of vital resources and manpower, ultimately ending in a catastrophic defeat. Chapter 5. The Revolt of the Allies. The Peloponnesian War was not limited to Athens and Sparta. It involved a complex web of alliances and revolts. Picture the subject states of the Athenian Empire, including cities like Miletus and Lesbos, rising in rebellion against Athens. These revolts strained Athens' resources and led to brutal suppressions. The war saw the emergence of new power dynamics in the Greek world, with various states shifting allegiances to secure their interests. Chapter 6. The Decelean War and the Sicilian Disaster. The second phase of the Peloponnesian War, known as the Decelean War, saw a pivotal shift in the balance of power. Envision the city of Decelia in the territory of Athensali, Boeotia, becoming a Spartan stronghold. Sparta formed alliances with Persian satraps, securing financial support that allowed them to build a formidable navy. The war witnessed the dramatic defeat of the Athenian fleet at Aegospotami in 405 BC, leaving Athens vulnerable. Imagine the ensuing blockade of Athens, a once mighty naval power, now isolated and besieged. The Sicilian disaster and the depletion of Athenian resources contributed to the city's decline. Chapter 7. The 30 Tyrants and the Fall of Athens. The Peloponnesian War reached its climax with the establishment of the 30 Tyrants, an oligarchic regime in Athens. Picture the city torn apart by political strife as the 30 Tyrants, with Spartan support sought to consolidate their power. The fall of Athens was a grim reality, with its democracy replaced by a repressive regime. Yet, the tyranny was short-lived, and Athens would eventually regain its democratic traditions. Chapter 8. The Legacy of the Peloponnesian War. As the dust settled on the battlefield and the war came to an end in 404 BC, the legacy of the Peloponnesian War endured. Envision the profound impact of this conflict on the Greek world. It shattered alliances, weakened states, and left scars that would last for generations. The war's legacy also resonated in the realm of philosophy and political thought. Think of the reflections of philosophers like Thucydides, who chronicled the war's events and explored the human motivations behind it. The Peloponnesian War offered timeless lessons on power, ambition, and the complexities of human nature. Chapter 9. Conclusion. The Peloponnesian War, with its shifting alliances, dramatic battles, and political upheavals, stands as a testament to the enduring themes of conflict and the human condition. It was a war that shaped the destiny of Greece and left an indelible mark on the pages of history. As we conclude our journey through the Peloponnesian War, we are reminded of the tumultuous tapestry of the ancient world, where the clash of ideals and ambitions could reshape empires and civilizations. The lessons of this war continue to resonate, offering insights into the enduring complexities of human nature and the consequences of strife and discord. Additional facts. The Peloponnesian War was primarily fought between the Delian League, led by Athens, and the Peloponnesian League, led by Sparta. The war lasted for nearly 3 decades, from 431 BC to 404 BC, with a brief peace known as the Peace of Niches, from 421 BC to 415 BC. The conflict resulted in the eventual defeat of Athens and the decline of its empire, while Sparta emerged as the dominant power in Greece. The Peloponnesian War had a profound impact on Greek culture, politics, and philosophy. It influenced the works of philosophers like Plato and Aristotle, who contemplated the nature of justice, power, and governance in its wake. The war's events were chronicled by the historian Thucydides in his work The History of the Peloponnesian War, which remains a seminal work in the field of historiography. The Peloponnesian War also featured significant episodes involving key figures such as Alcibiades, Niches, and Brasidas, each contributing to the ebb and flow of the conflict. The war left Greek city-states divided and weakened, making them susceptible to conquest by the rising power of Macedon, led by Philip II and his son, Alexander the Great, in the decades that followed. The Peloponnesian War serves as a cautionary tale about the destructive nature of prolonged conflict and the challenges of maintaining alliances and diplomacy in the face of shifting political dynamics. Join us next time where we dive into Greek city, states, and alliances.